Before we get into this morning's live, I'd like to go over a few quick topics of discussion that I think we're going to find pretty important this morning. Right now, it's rather exciting because XRP is over 240. Anybody watching in the community, I don't think you're waking up to a surprise. Um, but remember, we have to get over $2.42 to at least, it doesn't validate, but it at least signals the potential for the first layer up to $2.80 and overall right around that $3.38 mark, which you could say all-time highs depending on the chart. But we need to get over 242, and that would be our first signal out. And then we would confirm it by holding that $2.42 level. So I know we have a new moon on Monday, and for anybody in astrology, we've talked about the fact that as long as we don't fall out of this pennant flag, we are super bullish. And we've also talked about Bitcoin, how yes, it was in a rising, broadening wedge, but for the last several days, what have I told you? Since the resistance hit right here, we formed what looks like, and we can't confirm it because we have not had a third hit on that downtrending resistance, but it looks like the starting of a formation of a possible symmetrical triangle. And if that's the case, the target's about 112,000, out of the symmetrical triangle. However, the longer standing pattern that formed before it is the rising, broadening wedge. So we need to break out of what looks like a symmetrical triangle to validate that it is a symmetrical triangle. Otherwise, if we lose 91,140 area, that's obviously very bearish for Bitcoin. But right now, with the way it's set up, if it does break out of the symmetrical triangle, this is not a continuation down. These would be they basically, watch, I'll show you. So basically they build pressure, and break out. If it's a symmetrical triangle, the rising, broadening wedge, it could have invalidated at least short term until it goes up for that last hit. And it actually makes a lot of sense because we've talked about how the technical target for Bitcoin out of the cup and handle when this bull cycle started was right here. That's never changed. We've never taken it off, but that's the technical target. Right now, the technical, you could get a last resistance out of a rising, broadening wedge. If it comes up here and then it's kind of like the head and then comes down, you could have that scenario. But also right now, obviously you could have the scenario where it just breaks down if we would have gave up 91,000 and the target was 74. But as we've been talking about since that second tip, thank you so much, 100K XRP Moonbag, for the $5 donation. Tom, do you think CoinsKid could be possibly right about 19? No. I don't give that, no. I mean, if it does, it does, but there's no credibility towards that analysis at all. And it's not that I don't like CoinsKid, but the bizarre, the over-the-top, the unrealistic expectations has cost his audience so much money during the bull to bear market in 21 that I'm surprised anybody even listens to him. Good technical analysis, but pushes far too much FUD on unrealistic price potential. That's just me. How about we just get into the $5.49 range and figure it out from there? I'm just saying, let's just get out of there. Let's get out of this short-term range. Where does 19 on my chart? There's no avenue to 19 to 27 and 25. I'm just telling you on my chart, there's no avenue to get to 19 to 27 in 2025. If you want me to lie to you, I can. If you want me to fudge you up so you'll pay me more money, I can. If you want to hear the unrealistic, I can tell you. But if you want the realistic, you got to pay attention. And unless we break out in a very big way, there's no way to get over that in 25. Unless we have some unforeseen volume that I am not even anticipating. Because I thought with my target, and we'll get back into Bitcoin, I thought with my analysis that even I might have been overanalyzing it because of going to this possible top end $6.79. 17 to 25, that's unrealistic. I'm sorry, but it is. And for the further point, I can't give credibility to that kind of stuff. Why even talk about something that's not even possible? On the charts we're seeing right now, it's not even on our chart. I can't even give you an analysis where I could make that up to go to 19 to 27. The best I could do was to push it out to $6 and some odd cents. That's the best I could do. If we are done with the wave 4 ABC correction, which I don't know if we are because we could get a firm rejection at 242, which is how I started this live. Without a firm, if we get firm rejected at 242 and we have to fill the FVG at 205, ABC could still go down to 205. However, if it was to hold at 219 and we do break out and we are officially in wave 5, well, wave 5 can't move farther than wave 1, but can't be smaller than wave 3. So, in my expectation, wave 5 would bring us to more than likely, if it played out 100% true, it'd fill out our technical target to $5.39 or $5.49 from the breakout of this almost 7-year descending wedge. But if it only plays out to a, let's just say a comparable move to wave 3 and it just barely breaches that, but it doesn't even come close to wave 1, we could be looking at that move to the all-time high rejection. So I don't know yet. I don't know if wave 5 is going to bring us the $3.40 range, depending on chart you're looking at, or if it gets us all the way up to the Kalamic out push to that $5.49, which was the initial target, which we can modify to 239, which is what's setting up now out of the Pennant flag. So, I don't know. I don't think it's realistic to think this year on 10,000 tokens you're going to be holding between 170 and 250K. I think what you should be looking for is that the possibility is you might be at about 50. In best case scenario, 65,000. But for somebody to tell you 3 times my own expectation, see, that's what screws us up. Now you're looking at the possibility of 170 to 250,000 this year, and you're not even going to care about the technical moves that are on the charts. When it gets up to $5.49 and that's 54 grand, you're going to be like, oh, well, CoinsKid said it's going to be worth 250. I don't even need to take any profits or even think about this being the end of the run. It's the shit you got to tune out. George, thank you so much for the $4.99 donation. Let's let the chart work for us. Why are we forcing it to go somewhere? Where are these unrealistic expectations coming from? Why does everybody believe these? Like, are you more aligned to believe what CoinsKid said or what XRP Future Millionaire said? I think the majority, not in this audience, would say what CoinsKid said because the price is higher. Take some realism. If you take a dose of reality, you don't have to be pushed by the shysters. You ask me why I don't watch any of these people, that's why. I'd rather be told the truth than have expectations that are unrealistic. Let's let it work. How exactly are we going to get there? If we get there, I'll be the happiest person in the world and I'll say I was wrong. Let's do 250, then 290, 325, 390, and 520. Then our yes, exactly. That's why I say when we get to the $10 price range, if and when, then we can start talking about these major moves. But until we can take out some of these levels, even if I see the utility run being very different, isn't it already different? You've seen a normal run where XRP only got to $1.98 last year in 21. We're already at $2.41, even with the typical pullback from end of December through the first couple weeks of January. In fact, I got a little piece of writing I would like to read to everybody to get you on the same page on Bitcoin. Just some thoughts here. So Bitcoin chart to assess the possibility of a market downturn and subsequent bullish trend between February and March of 2025. Downtrend, the chart shows a clear downtrend from December 24 to January 25. Price falling from around, and obviously it went down to 91,000. But right here is what I want you to focus in on. Previous bullish trend. And then the downturn from the market. But if you go back to the previous, so period of 2024, we can observe a similar downtrend followed by a bullish reversal. The price dropped in around January of this time last year, going from December to where we're at. We went from 49,000 to 38,000. So we had an 11,000 point downturn. Right now, we've come down from 108,000 to about 91,000. So we had a 17,000 point downturn in the same time frame. So the support levels, it's 91,000 now. And if we break below the 90 and 91,000 level, suggests the downturn might be limited. A break below a significant support level could indicate a more substantial correction. And our understanding would be it'd be around the 74K if we break these levels. So the bullish reversal, considering the previous bullish trend and the current price action around support levels, a bullish reversal between February and March is a possibility. This could be triggered by various blah, 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 blah. But those are just some key levels that the only thing I really care about that is from 2020, in January of 24, when we had the previous downturn of 11K. And then by around the end of January into early February, we had the big turnaround. Right now, though, for XRP, it looks fun. Everything feels fun. But we still haven't broke this resistance. Like, let's break this resistance first, and then I'll get excited here on Saturday. Right now, we've just done the standard this is the standard operational move. You know, this is standard operating procedure. So let's just get over that. Don't you see it? Thank you for the $2 the 100K XRP moon bag. Even if I see this as a super cycle, that is what gets XRP from 40 cents to $5.49, maybe $6 and some change. Is that not good enough for us? Like, come on, guys. When I talk unrealistic and realistic expectations, how is it not a realistic expectation? Or why would it not be a beautiful expectation if we went from 48 cents in November to almost $6? How is that not good? Then I'll get people telling me that it's still not big enough. Like, I don't know what you guys think we're owed, but with that kind of a move, you're looking at a 1,500% move. But no, I got to hear about people talking about the 10,000% move. I don't know. And then I see a lot of people on my own channel putting words into my mouth, especially on TikTok, and it gets annoying. I know you've said it before, but if this is the highway to all money transfers and they're in close with Trump, couldn't this be like Tesla and their... No. How are you going to artificially inflate the price unless you're going to use our... There's so many things that are different. You're comparing apples to oranges with Tesla. It's just, you're comparing apples to oranges with Tesla. Tesla, they can artificially rise the books. What do you... It was a whole new chapter. Basically, it was... Okay, to put it in perspective of what you're comparing, we would now have to have XRP with no other cryptocurrency besides maybe 3 or 4 on the board. Because that's what you're comparing Tesla to maybe 4 or 5 other EV makers. That's their market comparison. That's their market. That's who was there to capitalize on the market with them. For that to be the same thing as XRP to Tesla, there could only be 5 other cryptocurrencies that are getting all the money put into it. So basically the whole sector of digital currency would have to be relegated to 5 and 10 different sectors. Just like the EV, you might have had 5 or 10 real companies that could have competed, and you see it's really only 2 or 3, and they're basically none because it's shit. Those are piles of junk. Just like the cars that start automatically every time you stop, they're trash. You only get so many times the ignition and the engine's supposed to turn over before it dies. Like, hello? So, when it comes to digital assets, if all the money's being put into all these different tokens, it's not the same comparison. That's why I have a very hard time comparing those kind of things. Not saying that we won't have some kind of significant rally, but I'm not on board with this 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. I'm not. If it happens, I'll be a billionaire. But I'm not on board with it. What I'm on board for is reality. And I can see realistically, XRP should have no problem hitting those targets we have out here in time, but it should at least make that one fair push where we should be able to hit that $10 range, and it's going to tell us everything. But that could be in 28, 29. But let's do it on a basis of, hey, let's get excited because, yes, out of a 7-year descending wedge, we have a technical target of $5.49, which I've modified with this pennant flag to now $5.39. What's wrong with that? I bought XRP at 34 cents. You're telling me it's going to go to $5.40? I would have jumped off my own roof. With it being this early. It's this early. We're only in the beginning of 25 now. Some of my expectations, if it would have failed, And the funny thing is, when we were watching the descending wedge for 4 years, well, actually the last 2 for most of you, we talked about the where we had to break out no later than December of 24. We broke out officially in October and validated in November. That almost took it to the very end of this pattern. That's how we know that pattern's correct. It stayed within, and even when it tightened up, it tightened the range. Look at that. You can't make that stuff up. So my target, based on the totality of the XRP chart that broke out in 18, that consolidated till November of 24 from January of 2018, I'm going with the target that's set up. Just like I've done it every step of the way, to buy before the bull market in 21, sell out before the end of the bull market, rebuy back in at the exact bottom of the bear. Doesn't anybody understand or wonder how I was able to do that? And not just one cycle to buy, then sell, then rebuy at the bottom of the bear market. Does anybody wonder how I was able to do that? And not just XRP, across the board. 4 cent H bar, 8 cent XLM, 0.004, 006, 008 on DGB, even buying at 1 cent if you wanted to swing trade it on and in, because the charts are showing us this. So today, when I say don't get too excited until XRP breaks over 242, that's because if it doesn't, you go back into a bigger correction. However, everybody calling for 208 right off the bat, you gotta let this bull flag play down now. Like, don't get too ahead of yourself. You better make sure that this bullish cross and this golden cross that's already officially formed breaks down. You got to make sure that these patterns now reverse. This is not bearish right now. Everybody who's so sure it's going to 208, why? Why are we so bearish right now? Right now, you should be planning for the breakout because of where it's at. You should be trying to figure out what you're going to do. Because right now, you got a bull flag set up, and it also has a golden cross forming. The only thing that I could see is a possible retracement, even if it's bullish, to 232, because it's creating some short-term inverse head and shoulders. But it's already created a much larger one, indeed, because we've already talked about it, if it's going to form that. But you got to make sure that this flips bearish before we're just, oh, we're going short, we're short, we're going short, it's short. $218 if it's bullish. No, it can go all the way down to here if it's bullish. It can, I'm saying if it holds this rotation right here without falling through, it would have to hold 232. If it wants to hold this current golden cross. Overall, why stop at 218? If it comes down to 218, you're more than likely coming down to 205 area, because you're going to fill that FVG. So if you think it's going to go down that far, I would plan for the 205 to 208 area. If you want this to hold bullish, even if it has a quick consolidation, 232. If you want it to full-fledged break out of this and come down, it's not holding 218, I don't think. It'd be hard-pressed to hold 218. Although, if it rides out like this, then it could. If it comes here and it does the breakout, let's say it goes January 28th at the, or 27th, then you could do 218. Then I'm okay with that. It's just if we fall out too quick, we're going to probably do that. And then you got to start to be like, uh-oh, what is this that's forming? You know, and we don't really want to deal with that. Because then you do something like that, and then you're like, well, it was in front of us the whole time. We just weren't paying attention, right? M-topping reversal. So be careful what we wish for here, folks. Be careful what we wish for. So let's just preferably have the breakout. Preferably, let's get a few more likes, too. Not even 1/3 of you hit the like button. Wow. I must not be doing something right. 85 likes out of 287. As much as I'm a harsh critic of myself, I think in the new year, we also need to look within. If somebody's doing something for free for you, simply do something for free back and hit that like button. When somebody gives you the education, the knowledge, and the info I give you, point blank, on the spot, as factual and fair as I can be without caring if you guys stay or go, because I actually care, hit the like button. You should hit the like button for somebody who doesn't FUD it up. You should hit the like button for somebody like me so that they don't have to watch somebody like somebody else that doesn't tell you the truth. At least if you don't trust me, compare what I'm saying to your favorite influencers, because I'm not an influencer. I just give you historical data. Whether you stay or go, I really don't give a rat's ass. I don't. The only thing I care about is you're getting the truth and you can get wealthier and make the best decision possible. But you compare my information against anybody else you watch and then tell me after, in about a year, 6 months, go back 3 years, and tell me why I'm so hesitant about other people. Go watch some of these meme tokens they're fluffing you with, like the GOAT token. Oh yeah, a lot of the ones you guys have mentioned today talked about the GOAT token to buy it. Remember? That's because they were paid with it. I told you. I showed you the information. I even showed you the piece of paper when I was offered to shill it. I'm not going down that road, but if you guys keep asking me about other influencers that I tell you over and over again that are trash to me, I'm not going to change my mind. And it's not because they don't give good information. It's not because they can't do technical. Well, most of them can't. It's because they shill things on you unexpectedly right when they get your trust. I don't like that shit. So if I don't do that in my real life, I can't be other than bluntly bold with you to tell you I don't support that in my real life. I'm not going to support that in the fucking virtual life either. Well, with that being said, good morning. 11:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Saturday, January 11th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on XM and Future Digibyte OG. And I reside in the great state of Michigan. So as we all get excited on this Saturday morning, let's make sure we knock down the barriers first. Got to get over $2.42. Got to get down to $2.42. Otherwise, that's a firm rejection there once again. But it hasn't fallen out yet. Looks like we have a beautiful W reversal here as well. Almost sometimes when you get these exhaustion wicks and then this big Gartley reversal, if you just take out the exhaustion wick, these are oftentimes signs that the pattern is slowly flipping back in our favor. Slowly back in our favor. Yeah, I seen it up near 244 myself when I was just, well, I was not quite like awake, but I woke up at like 4. I always wake up at 3:30, 4 o'clock every single morning. Without fail, every single day I wake up at 3:30 or 4 o'clock on point, and then I'll go back to sleep. But no matter what, I always wake up at that same time. Always. Always, always. It's like my whole life. I've always woke up at that same. It's so weird. But no, don't be mad right now. Do not be mad. Don't be mad. Right now, nice bull flag trying to play out. It's actually, well, I mean the short term, but the pennant flag is what still gives me massive hope. Massive, massive hope, because that's a 78 percentile chance of breaking out. But the one thing that gives me hope as well, and let's go back to Bitcoin, because I got off topic, and somebody said, now we can get to the business. We can get to the business. Now that we got all the junk out of the way, we can get to the business, right? Sometimes we got to get the noise out of the way to get to the real stuff. But part of me being truthful and being honest with you guys is me staying humble and keeping humility. Because if I didn't have the humbleness and the humility, I would just be shilling you with a whole bunch of stuff. So that humility keeps me true and keeps me on the right path. And being God-fearing also. You guys are lucky, because if I wasn't, and I didn't have a heart, pump it up. SLT appreciates you. $58.99 of SEK. Ooh, I know. Yes, indeed. Mozzarella making. Mozzarella. I know how to make mozzarella. Hey, I'm an Italian. I know how to make that. You're right, though. I should start making it, though. We made fresh bread yesterday, and I think Julie is going to make it again today. Hopefully. Hopefully. Oh, and by the way, some people were talking about a couple different supplements a lot. And we talk about depression in here sometimes and anxiety. This is real stuff. Sometimes it's real. Instead of getting on all the, pharmaceuticals, I can't talk too much about it or I'll get banned. But there's a simple complex you can take right when you wake up. Don't buy the gummies like they try to get you on TikTok. I just say this. It's like a public service announcement. Don't eat junk in the hopes of getting something good. You also see all the bullshit they push. I'm not selling any of this, so I'm just telling you what I do in my personal life. You start out with this, moringa. You counter it with L-theanine. And then you power through with the shilajit, sea moss, ashwagandha, zinc, magnesium. All in the drop. That'll get you going in the morning. You got a nice complex to get your fat burning going, get your anxiety and depression out of the way. You get yourself a lot of energy, get your mind working at its highest possible levels, because that's what L-theanine does. You get yourself going. But you don't take the gummies and the fucking all that garbage. Take the liquid drops like you're supposed to, unless you can only find powder, which sometimes you can. But don't take the things that are like junk food, please. Oh, yeah, sugars are not the greatest thing either. Hey, all the stuff you guys are announcing, all you guys, what you're saying, that is true, but I'm talking about the mind and body start. I'm not talking about, I take benbenzenol. I have a lot of stuff you guys talk about, but what I'm talking about right now, that's not none of the other herbs I take. I could show you the thing. I got like 20 different bottles. But these are the complex to get you going in the morning. To get you going. After I do my workout is when I take the rest of my herbs. Ooh, cocoa. I use that a lot. Cocoa. But, yes, vitamin A is a big one as well. God, I love you guys talking nutritional. There you go, Jennifer. That is very true, love. I can't even compare to that. You're for real. I'm ready for your herbal channel, Tom. I swear to you guys, I swear to you that I was going to make a second channel with all my herbal stuff. No joke. No joke. Because I have so much. I can't even show you my muscles now. I don't want to flex. I'm not flexing. All right. So you've seen the moringa. This one will help your mind go real good. So get off of the pharmaceuticals. Moringa for the mind. L-theanine to open your brain up, because we only work at capacity of about, I would say about 15%. So the L-theanine is a real dark horse there. And then as far as like to get you going the rest, this one's the shilajit. You always hear about the shilajit mushroom. And then you got the sea moss, ashwagandha, zinc, magnesium. It's just, that is the bee's knees right there. So, and all these that a lot of you are talking about. I would love, yes, lion's mane. I have one that has 6 different mushrooms in it to meet the complex you're talking about. Oh, it is. It's fantastic. I have a lion's mane one. Ginger I take is all, man. Turmeric, yes. Yeah, I'm going to start a YouTube channel with just my herbal stuff. I promise you. And I may not even do real update. Well, I might do updates, but I'm telling you, this is one of my biggest passions outside of what you see me here. But again, let's get back on track here, because I too love the herbal stuff. And you guys know, if you go back to my videos from 2022 and 21, I don't look like I do now. Not that I was extremely obese. It's just I've taken it to the next level the last several years. But that is something that I am very, very passionate about. And I have so much information on that. If you think I have a lot of information on, oh yes, cloves are excellent. And then like, don't forget about the honey from your local beekeeper, because it's so very important. Just take 1 teaspoon or tablespoon a day. Hell, mix it with some black seed oil. Oh man, black seed oil is one of the single best things you can take for you as well. Oh man, my friends from the other side of the world who turned me onto that. Oh, how beautiful are you guys? Yes, for anxiety, the moringa, there's 2 of them. The moringa is a definite. I suffer from PTSD, from very bad car accidents and just things that have happened. I've been very anxiety and depressed. I don't create serotonin like a normal person. I've noticed between the moringa and the L-theanine that my mental power is what it's never been. I'm sure some of you can identify the difference between me the last several months since I incorporated certain things, maybe even the last several years, but it's something different now. My focus is so much different. I'm not selling any of this. So like, I'm not coming on here like on TikTok saying, hey, this is what it does for me. No, this is what I use religiously, because I've learned things from people over the years. So, but XRP right now, the month star candles, weak bearish divergent, daily head and shoulders, fair value gaps. Yep. Too many newbies. Exactly. And that's why we talk about the fact that it's got to push out of here. Otherwise, it could have a lot of downward pressure. But think about it. Head and shoulders, right? Fair value gaps below, bearish divergences, right? Monthly candles that were kind of reversal style candles. But what are we missing that's right in front of us that we're overlooking? A lot of us are trying to anoint this bearish overall, but we're still in a pennant flag. So, despite everything else, it's showing us many, many different levels where, hey, even if we just hold the $1.82 fair value gap for the monthly, we're good. Even if we just hold certain levels in the pennant, who cares? So, ooh, honey and castor oil, two good ones as well. See, this audience has a lot, though. I could learn a lot still from the audience. That's why I need to. You know what I might do? I have a side channel that's already on YouTube that I never use, but it did make partners somehow. And it's got about 1,000 something subscribers on there. And I might just turn that into that, just so I don't have to start from square one. I might just turn that channel into it. I very well might. See that, Julie? A lot of people like the herbal stuff. They want me to do my side channel. You've told me that for years. You know, Julie's been a big component of that. She's been telling me it for years. Yes, a holistic channel, indeed. Oh, oh, it will put hair on your chest. Oh, yeah. Actually, you know, I can't blame the black seed oil. That's just my Italian and Lebanese blood. But it sure will. It sure will. But, you know, there's something to be said because my dad, my grandpa, my brother, all thinning their hair, all losing their hair. They got the islands. They all look at me and they say, oh, you're lucky. I think it has more to do with what I know about different things and the herbs our body needs. Oh, trust me, I had a compound for my hair and everything. I had what I would call male pattern goatee baldness. Right here, no hair would grow. In this whole section, no hair would grow. When I first met Julie, added a few things, and I'm convinced. It changed it all. No powder nor pill. No. I don't take powders or pills unless I have to. Liquid drops only. From this guy, it's got to be a liquid drop. The only thing I take, I only take one thing in a powder, but that's because I'm testing the liquid and the powder. And it's the Verata or the Serata. It's the one for diverticulitis because my mom has it. It's the one that can help with that. So I've been testing it on myself. It's the Serata. It's basically the frankincense, but it's the Serata. Oh, crap. I can't remember the last name. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And like I've taken a very weird approach to my diet in the last few years too, is that I fast 16 hours a day. So like today I haven't eaten yet, which would be a great thing to talk about in the holistic channel. Hey, we got a lot of people talking and a lot of people staying, so this is good. What did I do for the hair? Biotin, 10,000. Oh, what was this other one that I used to mix with it? Biotin. I still take it to this day. Sorry, my mind's kind of fluttering right now because I've got so many different ones. I'm trying to think through this regimen. How can I not remember? This is one of my key ones that I've been talking about to my dad and brother for years. Like, hey, why can't you use this? Crap. When he was 2 with bad autism with herbs, now he is almost like, yep. Nah, stay away from the Viagra. There's many different things that you can get in the I'm being dead serious with you. I mean, I don't need it, but if I did, I wouldn't be taking the pill. That just further promotes your limpness. No offense. If you want to be limp, the ecstasy also doesn't help, my friend. That's also going to make you limp. So you're basically fighting a limpness with a drug that'll force the blood to run from other parts of your body, and then it's actually not good for you. So, you know, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Coconut water. A lot of people are advocates of that as well. Damn it, what's this biotin one? Hold on. I got to remember, it's going to drive me nuts if this doesn't come into my head. Hold on. I can't leave you hanging. Plus, we're waiting for XRP to move. All right, and see, like, when I'm talking, I'm actually telling the truth. Fenbenzenol powder. But I'm trying to figure out what this other one was. Wait a minute, where is my bio? Oh, it might be in the other one. Because that's in a different part of the regimen. That is it. Oh, and obviously, if you have teeth problems, neem oil. Neem oil. Buy neem oil toothpaste with no fluoride, but neem oil is so good for your teeth. Where's it at? You can also buy it in a liquid form. I like to do the double dipping. Right here, this is the neem oil. If you're wondering. Neem oil for your teeth. Where's this at? Oh yeah, iodine. You got to take iodine drops every day, 3 drops a day. But I don't want to keep going into this. They'll probably ban my channel. Well, maybe not, because they have a different look on the herbal stuff now, which is good. And then this is the Boswellia serrata extract. If you have, like, anything with, like, Crohn's disease, if you have anything with diverticulitis, or you have anything with, what's the other one that's in the colon? My cousin's actually going through this right now. What's the other one? There's diverticulitis. There's the Crohn's. What's the other one that's... I can't remember what the other one is. Colitis. Yes, thank you very much. Or if you have colitis. The Boswellia serrata. This is the powder, but you can also get... And I've not really noticed a big difference between one or the other depending on what I take. But you can also get this. This is the Boswellia serrata. It's the frankincense. That's why that's the popularity of this. That's... Yeah, so then somebody said ginger. I take ginger right here, right through the root. And then there's just so much stuff. This isn't even all of it. And then, like, if you got stuff with blood pressure, you can find stuff for your blood pressure, you know. And, like, I don't have blood pressure issues, but, like, some in the family do. And then you want to get, like, something for your cardiovascular. You get the herbs that work for your cardiovascular. You need cayenne pepper and hawthorn, beetroot, turmeric, and vitamin K2. That's it. Vitamin K2, that's the one. So vitamin K2 and biotin, those two combined, superpower for your hair, skin, and nails. Superpower. Vitamin K2 and biotin. And yeah, the person who said beetroot or beets, perfect, because the beets are actually one of the ingredients in the vascular one. Yeah, oh, actually, it's the other one. And then there's one for, like, your glucose. So anybody who's dealing with glucose issues and you want to look for a compound with berberine, cayenne, cinnamon, chromium, bitter melon, and turmeric is a great compound for that. Like, there's so many different things. So many different things. But most people won't listen to you. Trust me, I know. Most people don't listen to me, but it's okay. But all right, I'm going to put this back and we're going to get back to business. I appreciate everybody liking this and wanting to take further care of their health. A lot more likes when I started talking about the nutrition. Ashwagandha is great. Ashwagandha is great. You take that. I'm just being honest with you. If you take ashwagandha with... Here, I'll put this back and then I'll tell you. Real quick, I gotta show you this. If you need, if you are hunger pains, or if you eat too much, or if you're like, I gotta find a way to stop eating. Like I fast 16 hours a day. So ashwagandha that we've already talked about. If you mix ashwagandha with ginseng and the ginkgo, I always forget how to say it, ginkgo biloba or whatever. You mix all three of those, you got a super freaking herbal fighting remedy that they used to put these same herbs into all of your favorite fat loss pills or weight loss pills, but then they would mix it with 72 different ingredients that were horrible for you. These were always the three main ingredients that were the reason they would work, and then maybe they'd add a little bit of, you know, give you a little bit of caffeine that you didn't need and all this other crap. But those are your three ingredients: ginseng, ashwagandha, and the ginkgo biloba or whatever, however you say it. Those are your three ingredients for, they not only keep you not wanting to eat longer, but other things too. All right, now that we're back to business, and don't forget about the oil of oregano drops. That's so important. That's like the only prescription thing you need. K2 is dope for sure. Just make sure if you supplement to one side, you balance out the other side. Like you need vitamin D and calcium to Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That is such a great comment. Absolutely. And remember, you got vitamin D3, you got there's a lot of different vitamin Ds as well. So, but that's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. God, I love it. I think we could make a big dent with the herbal station in this community. I didn't know, so I knew some people were wise, but damn. Zinc drops 100%. Stop, guys. We haven't been rejected yet, okay? Let it play out, James. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but let it play out. There's no, hopefully, it could be a rejection, but just let it play out. Let it play out. Because right now, you just got to let it play out. That's why I've been trying to talk outside of this. Haven't had a real rejection just yet. It could be playing out right before our very eyes. But before we get past the rejection, let's let it break down past 238 first. Otherwise, it could still be within this little consolidation here. It could even come down here and bounce back out. So let's let it break down before we say it's been rejected. Right now, it's meeting a brick wall that it hasn't been able to find further support to break out yet. But we have not been rejected firmly yet. Now, if it comes down below 238, okay, then we're on the same page. But I tend to let it work for me before I get excited or I get disappointed. Let's see. Natural remedies should be the only way. That's for every single prescription pill we get. And I don't like to talk much about it because I don't want to get banned. But for everything that we can get a script for, they take a biochemical, the chemical makeup of something from the earth and they synthesize it. That's the truth. They get a compound that's naturally grown through the earth, an herb, a root, a seed, something, and they make a genetic compound for it that's horrible for us. That's just the truth. It's just the truth. Everybody always asks me in my family, hey, you're never sick and you never go to the doctor. You know, you might have correlated apples to oranges, but, you know, I don't even want to get into that. If I start another station, I will, because if that station gets banned, so be it. But I can't afford this one too with my audience. I do not use any app. If I don't know what the Yuka app is. I don't use any app that has to do with, like, I just use my own knowledge. It's just like with the charts. I don't use anything else unless I need to. I mean, I do a lot of studying, don't get me wrong. Julie even bought me these books, and oh, it's great. That's right. Oil, pepper, cayenne does not get rid of cholesterol. Common misinfo. Oh, I was gonna say I didn't talk about getting rid of but you were talking to somebody else, so that makes sense. I was gonna say I didn't talk about getting rid of cholesterol. Calcified veins, the issue, cholesterol is good. Yes. See, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say I don't subscribe to the theory that cholesterol is bad, like they say. Keep up the great work, Tom. We appreciate what you do. Hey, MC Prosperity, I appreciate that, and the $20 donation. Love it. Just like, you know what they tell you? And this is something that's always rubbed me the wrong way. There's 3 things they always tell you are bad that are the ones before us always ate, always drank, and always consumed, and they lived for eons, much longer than we do now. Aside from, like, you know, they didn't have working plumbing in a lot of cases, so sometimes they would catch illness and such. But as far as their body workings, there's 3 things that they tell you today that you should never eat or drink. That is all horse manure. I'll be honest, and this is what I firmly believe. You guys might say I'm wrong. Oh yeah, fasting. I had 16 hours a day I fast for the last 3 years now. That's the best decision I ever made. Without a break. We'll look at H-bar. We'll look at DGB as well. But the 3 things, they tell you don't want to eat, what, oats? Which, going back all the way to the time of as far back as I can tell you, oats has been a foundational point for human society, because what? We can grow oats, wheat, flour, all these things they tell you not to use. What is flour good for if you make it yourself? You make bread. They tell you bread's bad. The bread they put in the stores is bad. The bread they put in those little bags with preservatives are bad. But bread is a foundational front that our bodies are meant to consider. Like, so important. You are right. Cholesterol is a very important part to the brain. So if I can grow it from the ground, whether it's a wheat, a fruit, a vegetable, a rice, a grain, it's good for me. I don't care what anybody tells me, because the same people that tell me those are bad tell me why this processed garbage that they're telling me to eat is good. So basically my diet consists of, I've got to take some kind of vitamin-packed drink at noon that gets me basically a whole bunch of different vitamins, because I only eat once a day. And that's on top of the herbs, because you need your body functioning at a predominant level. So I take something that, it's about 200 and something calories, but it's 15 grams of protein, and it's filled with a bunch of the vital nutrients, amino acids, and all this stuff that you really need. And then I use milk, but I don't use milk from the store. I have an Oberweis subscription, and you can't really get it anywhere. There's only 1 or 2 places left. But they have a farm, and it's like the milkman back in the day. You get a glass bottle. It's like $7 for $6 for a half a gallon. That's all I get every week. And I use that to mix it. Oh yeah, that's the point. Wheat not dunked in Roundup. But see, again, that's wheat being artificially modified to make it bad for you. The wheat in itself is good. They're making you think it's bad because of what they're doing to it. That doesn't mean wheat's bad for you. Yeah, that's what I mean. So, get yourself... Okay. Where is my... I don't know where it's at, but I have it somewhere. Maybe one day I'll find it. But I moved it. But if you want to get away from all that, buy yourself a nice bag of winter wheat from a nice farmer. And get yourself a grain mill. Make your own flour. Make your own stuff. That's what me and Julie are starting to do. Been using a vitamin D organic spray. Here's the other thing. I'm glad somebody brought up organic. To me, organic is junk. I know some things we have to buy because it's only organic. But I'm telling you right now, to me, organic is probably one of the biggest scams on the market. All organic means is they're using some BS, basically rat shit or some other crap to use for your products instead of what we probably should. The whole organic thing always rubs me the wrong way because when I eat organic apples and stuff like that, they taste like trash. Have you made butter with? Yes, I have. And it took me about 45 minutes to an hour to do it with the hand turner. And it was fun. And I've also made whipped cream because I go from state to state. I get the buttermilk. It's actually time for the first time to make a new one. We just ran out of the butter I made. A lot of food in Mexico. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Look at, now we're almost over 242. So I said, don't deem it dead until it's time. We got some great people in here. We got some great people in here. Now let's see if we get a rejection or we get a breakout. This is the point of the day right now where we should focus. Oh, I need like this audience. Yes, organic if you can find non-GMO organic. There you go. See, somebody said it. It's got to be a non-GMO organic. Because most organics, believe it or not, are disguised to trick us because it's actually a big version. It's just a GMO. And when it says organic, most of them are just GMO. Yes, prayers for California. We were talking about this yesterday as well for our friends in California because that, once again, is something that happened that is not what they're telling you. And if you're wise enough, just look what happened in Hawaii, last year? The DEW. That's all I'm going to say. It's a DEW. And I'm not talking about Mountain Dew, but if you know what the DEW is, and it's a direct blank. So if you know, and what do I have to use to power my computer? Energy. And what have they done to push the local media against us? They've weaponized us. That's right. So if you know what a DEW is and you can read between the lines, you know what's going on. Which, does that mean we're under a direct attack? Yes. But from who? That is the question. So, XRP at $2.42. See, I don't talk about a lot of stuff. I don't talk about a lot of stuff because I don't want to get banned, but I know a lot of stuff. If you think my knowledge of the charts or something, you should see what I know about everything else. Trying to break out here now. Trying to break out here, at least in the short term. Oh, that's brutal. Day one of your vacation, and that's brutal. I'm just glad you're still here with us, my friend. Look at that's up nice, beautifully engulfing candle in the hourly. Damn, Tom. This is all pseudoscientific nonsense. No, I mean, if that's the way you look at it. Nobody can tell you what to think or believe. I'm just sharing my own thoughts, see? Right, Julie? We can only share our own thoughts, and then, we'll be judged either way. That's fine. See, and people, remember what I told you about nicotine? It's not actually the nicotine that's bad for you. It's the other stuff they put within the nicotine. And somebody just said, no need to shake nicotine, Jeffrey, just the form you use. Because the nicotine actually comes from a plant. And if it comes from a plant, it is in a sense an herb. Just like coffee in its natural state is not bad. I don't drink coffee because I don't need caffeine because I'm already If I had caffeine, I would probably blow up. Um, you know, Julie, I can't drink coffee. Oh, you pilled yourself in 2015. I red pilled myself in 1996 or 95 at like the age of 12 or 13. So, you know, like they say, once you know, and there's no going back. It's a tough pill to swallow because once you know, there's no going back. No matter what is portrayed in front of you, you always see the reality, no matter what. It doesn't matter how inconspicuous or unaware the rest of the public is, you always know. And that's the greatest gift and also the greatest detriment I've ever been given in my life. The power of understanding and awareness of what's actually real, which I asked for it, but having to live it when nobody else can see it. At least 9 out of my 10 peers around me can't see it. That's the greatest detriment I've ever had to live with because I know I can do things for myself. I can stay healthier than my peers, or I can live in a certain way. I can take advantage of certain systems. Once you know, but there's no going back to not knowing, and that's a very difficult pill to swallow. Like once you know that XRP is actually made by the World Economic Forum and the International Monetary Fund, and they're the ones who control it, there's no not going to it. You just know. For everybody who doesn't know, it's okay, but that's the reason I own it until I don't. Because of those two sectors. The fact that they partner with the central banks and each individual government. You have to have a pairing with it. So, to find the right answer, you typically need to ask the right question. 100%. That's why I always say, people say in the charts, they're asking me the wrong question. I say it all the time. Ask me the right question and you'll get the right answer. Yep. But you know, I'd rather be informed than not. I would rather know than not. No matter how good or bad it is, I would rather know what's coming. And you could. Everybody has the power. You all have the power. The beauty with technology is it's all bullshit. But the good with technology is that you can get information like that. Like I can talk to somebody in hell, I could talk to somebody in the Cook Islands right now, the freest place on earth, even though you don't really get any kind of supplies. But in 2 milliseconds, I can talk to any of you on the other side of the world. Do you know how long it would have took me to send a telegraph? Hell, I wouldn't even know who you are. How would I know? Like, for example, Tanya, I see you in here, love. Thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. How would I have been able to talk to Tanya? Or how would I even know who MC Prosperity or Jennifer or Bolzak or Sola Jeffrey or Jerry? How would I know who any of you are without technology? I wouldn't. I wouldn't even know you exist. Just like you wouldn't even know with all the knowledge that I have right now with crypto and what I'm speaking, you would not even know that Tom Speaker exists. You wouldn't even know there was an XRP future. I wouldn't even know I was XRP future millionaire, right? Because there would be no way for me to give you the information. What did I say at the start of this? Don't anoint it bearish until it's time. Don't go short here. Did I say that or did I not? Be careful before you go short. Let 238 fall before you start making a decision. I did say that, right? Right when we started this live. Bread and circus is more fun for most. You said it beautifully. I need to turn that light off. It is blinding me. Hold on, guys. We're going to relax together. Julie? My love? How's T? Is he still resting? I'm just going to stay on for a little bit. okay? Where did my... here it is. So we're going to get into the nitty gritty, and I didn't want to leave yet. Because usually on Saturday, I'd already be gone. It's an hour, but I'm not ready to leave yet. Hopefully you guys are not ready to leave yet either. So we're going to relax together. But, man, this is getting interesting right now. Let's go look at the heat liquidation map real quick on Bitcoin. Jennifer, donation toward the rice cooker with yogurt. Yes! That's what I need, the rice cooker with yogurt setting. I don't think ours has a yogurt setting. You know what? I'm going to go look just for you, Jennifer. Nope. It's got so many different settings like oatmeal and sushi rice and brown rice and white rice and soup and all this other stuff. Guano. All this stuff. But it doesn't have for yogurt. That's definitely going to be one of my next purchases. And thank you for the $4.99 donation. That's incredibly generous. That isn't that is... We are getting iffy in here. Ooh, comfy brand. Okay, that was going to be my next question. What brand should I buy? All right, let's go into the month. And if you guys ever see me smoking anything, I don't smoke nicotine. Not that the nicotine or cigarettes, I'm judging you. I'm just saying I don't personally smoke them, but cannabis is what saved me. I can't even describe to you since I broke my back. So with Bitcoin, look at this liquidation that's adding up here. Look how high it, oh my God. Oh my goodness. That's not good. There is $850 million in this range and even more, a little bit higher. That is a lot of liquidity, folks. Oh, man. But we're so close to here. Well, I would imagine we'd probably come up here and drown that liquidity before coming back down. In a symmetrical triangle. Ooh. See, this is... That is a lot of liquidity building up there. Yeah, but don't just be short just because of that. What are you short on? I'm just curious. Are you short on XRP? Or are you short on Bitcoin? No, I'm asking. I'm asking if you're short on Bitcoin or on XRP or both. Right now it's just a joint, but I used to smoke a lot of blunts. I used to date in the African American community before I met Julie. So that's all they did. Let's see. 800, and that's why when people call me a racist, I just laugh. It's like if you just knew who I was. It's so funny. The whole race thing is the other funny thing. Anyhow. There's a lot of liquidity above too, though. Like, I know there's more below, but there's a smaller distance to get to this liquidity. 416 million. I mean, and this is all within about 1,000 or 2,000 points. Yeah, it would be interesting if it came to grab that and then came down. Oh, man. Either way, though, I could see the possibility of an inverse head and shoulders possibly trying to sneak form real quick here with Bitcoin as well. It's going to be tricky. Either way, it's going to be tricky. So I said yesterday, better get your diapers ready and depends because it's going to be a very volatile weekend. 244 now. Oh, I didn't say white people don't smoke blunts, but in my experience, on both sides, more white people smoke joints. Black people very rarely, if ever, would smoke a joint because they don't know how to roll them. No offense to my black audience, but that has been my experience. And plus, they would use about a half a gram to put in a big blunt, which I never understood. I'm like, come on, you cheap bastards. Not a half a blunt or half a joint worth to put in a blunt. XRP is rolling. I did say don't go short at the start of this live. And all my African-American brothers in here know exactly what I'm talking about with the blunt. Using about 3/4 of a gram to roll the blunt. You know. But that was back in the day, guys. That's before marijuana was legal. Like, nowadays, it's not the same. I can buy a bag that... Back in the day, it was different because you had to buy... It was different. It wasn't legal. So you're buying these stems from Mexico that was like... I mean, you're talking about regs. You're not getting dro. Look at this, guys. I did say don't go short when we started, didn't I? And even if it breaks down, I didn't want people to get liquidated going short with XRP. There's a reason why. Now it's up almost 5%. Yes, the bricks. Yes, sir. You know exactly, and you're picking out 750 stems and seeds to get that 1/10 of an ounce of weed. Not to mention it would cost me, you know, sometimes 125 for it, and now you can get the just. But no, that we for all the kids out here that are 18 to 25, we lived a different world, and I'm only 41, but I had to live that world where everything was illegal that shouldn't have been. Yes, Nick. Yes. Oh God, I love this audience so much. I do. I love this audience. Yes, I can. I do it every year. I can have 12 plants outside legally. Although this year, unfortunately, my a friend of mine ate all of it. I made friends with the I think it was a groundhog. I might be misremembering, but my friend that I made friends with that I didn't make leave, and I let him live next to my house. Unfortunately, he ate all of my marijuana this year, so I lost about a pound of weed. I didn't get mad at him, but next year I will be telling you I'm going to have an enclosure around all of my stuff. All of my vegetables and fruits, because it's expanded a lot. I've got 2 peach trees and apple trees back there, and the worst part is it all turned purple. The one little spot he left, it turned dark purple. I was so mad. I had such... Oh. But that's okay. It's just nature. He probably felt good after eating the first one. He's like, oh my God. Oh no, he had to pack his bag. Now I kicked his ass out after that. I did. I had to kick him out. I actually let him stay, and then he ate my pineapple that I was growing for like a year, that bastard. The one side of it. Joseph, thank you for the $5 donation. Says, need people like you in my life. Hey, Joseph, I love it. I love it. I always tell you guys, one day we're going to meet up. I'm serious. Look at this, guys. Is there anybody in here that I saved money by not going short when I said do not go short when we first started? And even if it breaks down now, you would have already either been liquidated. On a 10x trade, you'd be down almost 60% since we started. We do need a conference. I'm trying to figure out exactly where. Oh, this would be great. Got shot at. Yep. You guys gotta not I mean, that's up to you, but I don't know why everybody wants to go short right now. I really don't. Like, if this breaks out of here, we have that short target up to about 272 to 280 range. But we also need to back test probably 240 range, 242, 241. Where to sell this pump? I'm not selling this pump. If you're talking about this cycle that we're in right now, $5.39 should be your... Okay. The pennant flag, the short pump, $3.36. If it plays true. But ultimately, the technical target is still $5.39 out of the pennant flag. If it breaks out, and right now this is either a fake out or we're starting to break out finally. And you usually break out around 70% of the movement. I think we're around that 70 percentile. You're 70 and like a joint better. Yeah, me too. Me too. Look at this, guys. 248, 249. I don't lie to my audience. I tell you the truth for a reason. Yada, 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 so on and so forth. Like I said yesterday, yada, yada. We talk about it up and down. So, I mean, I try. I really try. Yes, and there was a little volume. But I promised I would go over H-bar and DGB. So H-bar, with what we're seeing, I fully anticipate a retest up here at, like I said yesterday, around 30 cents. But then if it breaks out of this, we have a short target out of this consolidation. The technical target would get you up to 43 cents. But the technical move out of this consolidation that, again, almost looks like a pennant flag like XRP, except we didn't get the third hit of support. But like I said yesterday, I could have made it fit the agenda just like this. You know, but I wanted to keep it like this just because it kept the full possibility open. But that doesn't look bearish either. I mean, these all look like, you know, something bigger. My friend visited me from Michigan and gave me a gummy that took me out. Oh, yeah, yes. We have very strong stuff. We have probably some of the strongest stuff you'll ever find, especially if you can find it from a local grower. I used to grow, so I can pick out strands pretty damn good. I was like the first person to grow in Michigan in 2008-9 when they gave medical marijuana because I had a broken back. So I was on that first list of people that were approved. It was awesome. And then the only difference between me smoking a drug and smoking a medical marijuana, I was buying the same stuff as everybody else. If I was buying it, because some people could go in when they started to flip it between like, hey, you don't necessarily need a card, but it costs more. So basically I was smoking the same stuff except it was medical because I had a card. That was a high brewery there. We still got a swing high to take out here as well. Still got to take out this swing high right here, remember. $2.51. That's our... Right now we've signaled the possibility of a move up to $3.36. We can only confirm it one of two ways. One, we get rejected here and backtest the breakout at 238 or 240. Two, we get over this swing high and use that as the backtest. That's the only other way to get this initial move up. Otherwise, see, we don't know. We just don't know. It's too early. This could be artificial. We don't know. But what I can tell you is it's nice to see a 6% move on a Saturday. Huh. It's kind of interesting. XRP, XLM, XDC, all rolling in the same area. You know what gave it away yesterday? Algo. I said it yesterday and I'll say it. Algo gave it away. Algo gave it away that we might be trying to reverse out of this because it came so high up on that 11 to 13% rally that the back test now, instead of running up to resistance, now it's back testing the 20-day. Now, if the next step is getting over here and then back testing the 200-day, we could start moving. Hell yeah, the 3X's all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. But H-bar we looked at. Now, we'll look at XLM, and then we'll go into DGB. Because I know I've been on for a while here on this Saturday, but it's rather exciting. It's rather exciting, and it's Saturday. It's still early. So right now, XLM, as long as it stays on this path, it should be back on this uptrend. So we're in this little bit of a falling channel. This is a very bullish consolidation. Extremely bullish. And the short target is 68 cents out of here if it breaks out. The longer target's 94. Man, that would be unbelievable if it got up to 94. We bought this at 8 cents, 8.5 cents XLM. Crazy. Craziness we got going on here. 46 cents is this next resistance. As long as it holds the support on this, this is the cycle uptrend that it came back over, which is super bullish. 42.5 cents is the cycle uptrend right now. We went over every single... Yesterday might have been my favorite live that I've done until today. But can I ask you guys an honest question? Now that you've seen my demeanor the first 11 days of 25, I told you it would be significantly different. Cut out a lot of the stuff, cut out of a lot of the paying attention to haters. But the demeanor, can you respect a demeanor like this going forward in the way I talk, in the way that I'm approaching it, in the way that I'm just straightforward and laser focused instead of more joking? And even though I joke around, but can you get on board with this style from 25 on? Honestly. I like you not engaging with the haters. You focus on the good stuff in chat and we get into great combos. Absolutely, Jennifer. Beautifully said, love. That is what I'm trying to do. Good, so it's not being missed by the audience. Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what I learned in 24 was I have to be humble through the haters because that's what's going to tell you if you can stay on track or you get thrown off. I'm glad that either way, I know some of you don't care. You're just here because of me. But I'm just saying, I think we got into something today. I would have never talked the herbal stuff in 24. Let's put it that way. To the depth we did. Love your honesty. We'll always say that. I was number 9 in Massachusetts to get my license. Left out shoulder surgery helped. Yep. See, you understand. It was night and day, too, once we got into that. And that's night and day from 22. Oh, yeah. If you go back to my 2021 or 2022, I'm a completely different what I do. So the ones who stood around for that long, I commend you. But, you know, in 2021, I had to be aggressive because I understood I had to make a rift in the analytics. I had to be something different. I would bring the information, but I was the person who'd be like, well, you guys know. All you have to do is watch some of the videos. I was in your face, cussing and swearing, but that was just a way to make a name for myself. So people would be like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about, but he's kind of, he might be psycho. And then in 22, I had the credibility of the market cycle. 23, obviously, I gained the trust because we not only sold the market top, but we bought the cycle low. 24 gained the relevance, and 25 just brought it all together. And it's only been 11 days. But now is the significant part. This is the big part for this pattern now. We came up to the resistance. Initially, we didn't break out of the cycle high of this little run-up and consolidation. So now it would probably lead to, depending on how these shorter candles go, because we're still in the 30s. So we're not going to know until the next candle. Right now, it looks great. But yeah, it's either going to be a 248. I don't mind that back test. But it might be a back test of 241 now, a small one, because that was the breakout of the pennant flag. Or it could be a consolidation in the 15, which we won't know yet until this finishes here in a couple seconds. Because we don't want to overrun this, but we look for the smaller time frame. Did we have a breakout in volume? Yes. On this exchange, in the 5-minute, you can see we were anywhere between, let's just say 10 and 45,000. And that might be giving it too much credit. Because when we get to the end here, yeah, because you got some that bounce over. And then all of a sudden you get one that's got 15, 20 times the volume that we've been averaging, or 15 times the volume. Now we need to see if this is for real. If it is, there's no reason, if it does have a great breakdown, it should come below 241. But if we can get another follow through on the 15 is what we're trying to see, then we could see if this is everlasting. Because now the 15, we'll see if we can get a significant flow of volume. Or if we get the, hey, this was a great fake out wick on the weekend, and now it turns into a long leg doji. These are the most critical and exciting candles after an initial breakout. It sure did. It sure did, Nick. And then, like, That's the other reason, like, when it comes to, like, watching TV and stuff, I'd rather not. And, unless I'm watching, like, my, football, like college football, or, like, the Lions, or college basketball. I don't like to watch the news and any of that stuff. Which ISO? Oh, wait a minute. Speaking of ISO, even though this is an IoT token, let's get into this real quick. I want to show DGB. Down 1.09% to 12469. Because I could still argue on a lot of these. I don't want to. But, like, they need to rally up. Oh, wait a minute. Am I in the small time frame? Never mind. I was going to say that. It's starting to build in, though. Because DGB is one that needs to start pushing. Otherwise, this death cross is going to play out. But DGB right now, until this breaks down, it looks like it's on a big inverse head and shoulders. So if this actually plays out, DGB would probably have one of the biggest ceilings going forward. Just because of how beaten down it is. But at the same time, this is one that you can absolutely... you could absolutely lose a lot, because if that's a bear flag, and this is what we're facing right now, because we haven't invalidated some of these moves. So if this is a bear flag, that gets you right down. That's a level we talked about for some time at that 0096 level. I remember I had a chart set up just for it, and it was meeting through an uptrend. But that's what could happen if it reverses down. But if it reverses back up, then you would take that same move to the top and it would get you back to the rejection. But we'll see, because if it comes down that far, it's going to invalidate the inverse head and shoulders. But if we're going to, and that's DGB, but if you're going to a ISO token that has the highest upside, I would dare say you probably have to go with algo, only because of the price point. I'm just saying, only because of the price point. Because back in not so long distant history with algo, and this is not a shyster token, this is a bona fide superstar. Algo was all the way up here at $3. So I would say probably algo. And I'm not going to dump my algo. There's no way I would dump my algo. There's nothing that could make me get rid of it. Just to be very clear. I don't even know how many tokens of algo I hold, actually. I can never remember. I know it's over 10,000. It might be exactly 10. I don't remember if I ever bought, because I bought so much stuff. Hold on. No, I have 20,000 algo. Oh, that is awesome. And like, with my modified list, I can read through exactly what I own, and it's a lot more simplistic now. 1 million DGB, 20,000 XLM, 20,000 algo, 20,000 HBAR, 222,000 ZIL. I added, as you know, before the run up the last few days. I put more into VeChain to get up to 100,000. I have 100,000 IoTEX. I have, let's just say, over 10,000 XRP. I have the 100,000 VELO. And then I don't have IOTA because I don't like the exchange. Well, it's not that I don't like it. I just don't like having that much money on HOTCOIN because I feel like there's insolvency issues, and I brought it up to everybody, and I'll continue to bring it up. But when I tried to put 13,000 and just try to put it into USDC, it was taking forever, and it would only fill up small orders. And then like some of the pricing gets me a little concerned. So I do have VELO, and then I have the 10,000 XDC. I would have more, but again, I don't really want to worry about so much on that exchange. So I've kept it limited. So for me, instead of IOTA, I focus more on IoTEX because 9.4 billion out of 10 billion are already in circulation. And they partnered with Jasmine for this next protocol with the D-pin. So it's going to be, and their IoT. So flipped to Sue when it was around 30 cents USD. Interesting. Worked out right now. Are you going to be on YouTube after TikTok is gone? Yeah, YouTube is where I started. I only share my YouTube stuff on TikTok. I hate TikTok. So I don't see me on there more. They always ban me on there for everything I post, but then they won't get rid of the ones that are splicing my account. Yeah, I don't... TikTok going away has zero influence on me. Zero. Unless they get rid of YouTube, I'll be on YouTube. This is my home. This is where I feel the most comfortable. I like this platform. I've said it and I'll say it a million times over. TikTok is nothing more than to give you fake information that you think will make you woke. The only thing you're getting is a bunch of information from people who are recycling and resiphoning the information from some other sleazeball that has no idea what they're talking about. And I can tell you that 100% fact because every single one that are your favorite influencers on TikTok, they all go on there 24 out of 25 times to sell some stupid product. So, and I can tell you guys all the deep, dark secrets. Remember, I am in it, right? I'm in it. I got 25,000 almost people on here. Let's see, where's this at? Ready? See all this? Ready? See all this? See all your favorite people on TikTok? Notice what's in progress? I don't do any of it. Nothing. I've never done any of them. But for everybody you watch on TikTok telling you that shit, telling you it's so good, look at all this stuff. This is all the stuff that they want me to promote on TikTok that I've been invited to collab with. Look at all that. It's ridiculous. You think it's bad on here? You should see what they give you on YouTube. What is all this crap? Oh. Not interested. Look at all this. This is all the stuff they want me to promote. I could show you this for days and days and days. You wonder why everybody comes on and sells you the products. Here, where's one of them? Hold on. So yeah, this is my problem with this platform. Look at all this. Look how much money I can earn by shilling this garbage. Remember all those gummies they want you to buy? Look, here's some of them right here. $5 for that gummy. So, yeah. So, if you wonder why people want you to buy all the junk, ready? What's the big one? Oh, what's the gum one? The one that I tell you. The L-theanine gum. Which is horrible for you with the ingredients they put in it. It's a gum, after all. Did it just switch what I typed? I don't know where it's at, but all this stuff that they post. Oh, it did switch it. They keep telling everybody to take the L-theanine gummy. This is the thing that was irritating me for a while. And then I'm going to go back to the chart. I'm just trying to kill time so we can let this play out. What the hell are these stupid gummies? Oh, crap. I typed it wrong. I get these all the time. It drives me nuts. But, I mean, if I do a deeper search, you see the commission rates I get on these gummies? Like, that would be craziness for these. These are junk. And then if I go into their website, and I get free sample. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. All these things that they tell you they use, they're great. They have to say that to get a free sample. All of it. All of it. Everything. All of it's a joke. All of it's a scam, folks. I could get all of this for free. Free. Look, they're going to give me a free sample of this, and I earn $22 or whatever that junk is. Same thing with that junk. I get $16, and I get a free. All of it. Every single thing on here I get for free. If I wanted free sample, higher commission, free sample, higher commission, free sample, higher commission, free. I wonder what I'm going to say about the product. Are all these people telling you they're getting a free product and higher commission for getting the free product and showing it on the air? Probably not. So, And if you think it's different on YouTube, it's not. They're starting to roll the same stuff out. The only thing I ever put on is I put on their targeted ad things. And I noticed today on my live, because, well, I didn't put it on. I just was too lazy to take it off because they implemented it yesterday or the day before. I noticed in my live that now it's got XRP shit on my stuff. I'm serious. That's YouTube trying to compete with TikTok now. I'm almost guaranteed that's what I seen when I was looking through the comments. And it even asked me if I wanted to go through the settings to turn off the targeted. Yeah, see on the bottom? It targeted my community for XRP apparel. Now, if you want to buy it, you can buy it, but that's what's starting to happen on YouTube. So now I have to artificially go in there to shut it off. It was fun while it lasted. But that's why we don't get too excited. But guys, the run didn't end. I talked about this before it started. If we don't get up past the $2.50, that's the cycle high. You got to break it down in the small time frame. And then we need to see, is it going to back test or is it a fake out? Nothing's changed. How often do you break over the top and not back test the big pennant flag breakout? Hi, Tom. As we approach breakout, pennant breakout is close to all-time highs. I need to look at this. And I'm going to have to get going here shortly, guys. I was trying to wait out this move, but it's been an hour and 30 minutes, and it's a Saturday. Pennant breakout to close to prior all-time highs. So do we still hit 349? And once there, what's the new support? The pennant flag gets us to all-time highs. This pennant flag targets around that 340. It would get us right to that all-time high area. It all depends. If we do break out of this bullishly, and it might not even happen now, we might still come all the way back down to the gap. Like, this could be a fake out, and we've seen it many times before, and they happen all the time. But it depends. If we initially break out and get rejected at $3.47, we'll say, I would expect $2.80. Somewhere between $2.92. That initial cycle push up at 292, I would expect that to be the new support. Because we're going to have to get through there. We'll have to get through there in any event. But I don't get too excited yet because I know the fake outs to the breakouts. But now what I'm looking for is, do we get a spike in volume on this drop? So a big surge of volume. And now on the breakdown, volume's crashing. As of right now, the volume's breaking down. So crashing price, crashing volume, that would be recipe for a bullish continuation. But we have to see if the volume picks up in the sell pressure. Because right now there's no sell pressure. It's just the buys have been turned off for whatever reason. Hey, you be safe, anti-communist. Anti-communist is plowing snow, Julie. Be safe, my friend. Be safe, please. What you doing, my love? Ooh. Is he just going to get 2 today? Oh, yeah, because he might be up till 8 or 9. It's Saturday, so he could have a... Okay. How does he sound? Yeah, how does he sound? Doesn't sound all... Good. Should you get algo now? Well, I mean, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I pretending to be one, so I can't tell you, but I can show you the chart real quick. If I was buying algo and I wasn't in yet, I would look at what's the nearest formation in the pattern. So I would, well, I mean, that could be building some kind of inverse reversal, but as close that you can get to if it doesn't break down out of 34 cents would be an area. But if it breaks down out of this, I mean, you know, we didn't just buy algo, so it's interesting because if it breaks out of this bullishly, and I wish that wasn't yellow because it makes it harder to see. I'll move this to the white, just like the uptrend. But if this stays, I mean, right now you're closer to the support. You've got lower high, higher low, higher low, higher low. Or you have a high, and then you have a lower high, followed up by another. And then you got a low, higher low, higher low. Right now it's a bullish consolidation, but if it breaks down out of this, Who knows? But it does look like it's trying to set up some kind of an inverse head and shoulders. These can be fake outs across the market to trick us, which I never put it past the market. I really don't. But if you want to take it out like a slightly different perspective, I suppose one could argue that we formed something like this. Kind of like a little channel possibly. But I would prefer to keep it in the other setup because you had the resistance, support down here, and then it's been building within. But I can understand if somebody wanted to build it like that. Just like I could understand if somebody wanted to cut the pattern down. I just tend to try to keep it as big as possible. But I could see somebody doing that as well and saying resistance, resist. Actually, I kind of like that. Have it a two-tier setup to have it where the actual inside of this is at and then actually the wicks came out. I actually kind of like that. That's like the 2D setup. I actually do kind of like that. But as long as we stay within this setup, you're within a marginal rate here. Yeah, it's within 5%. That's within margin. But, you know, it's an educated decision here at this point because we're still before the inauguration. Bitcoin is still hasn't shown us whether or not this rising broadening wedge is what it wants to play out of. But what XRP did today, if Bitcoin did start falling down, maybe what XRP did today by having that 7 to 8% artificial run up, is if Bitcoin falls off by a few thousand, now all of a sudden XRP, instead of going down to 208, now that $2.32 area might end up being the compounding factor. Who knows? We don't know why what happened today happened. But a lot of times when you see XRP running unopposed, it could be something bigger. So I'm going to go. Because Julie is, you know, we're ready. I'm ready to go. My voice, I've been talking a lot. I appreciate all of you. Have a blessed day, everybody. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. And we'll touch base here in a few hours. Have a blessed Saturday, everybody. And don't forget to give thanks to your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ on this most holy of days. And stay humble and stay humility-filled. And then if you're looking to trade, very simplistic. It'll be in my video description below when this video posts. But if you're looking, depending on what you're looking for, you can buy everything I talk about on HOTCOIN, everything that I own except for VELO. Well, I wouldn't go there. I would start with BITUNIX, where it has not HOTCOIN. I said the wrong one. I would not go to HOTCOIN. BITUNIX, they have the lowest spot and leverage trading fees. You don't need to do a KYC, and they have the lowest maker-taker fee on leverage and spot. So what I do is there's a lot of stuff I have on crypto.com. If I'm going to sell it, I'm going to send it from crypto.com over to BITUNIX, sell it so I don't have as big of fees, and then I'm going to send it back on Tether. And I've been doing it forever that way. And yeah, you'll still have to pay taxes when you have a withdrawal or when the account isn't up to balance and things like that. But it makes it easier on the fee side. So I utilize BITUNIX as a way where I'm going to buy and sell. Even if it's on another exchange, I send it over there because there's no VPN and I don't have to do a KYC. And I can trade in secrecy. So, and it's much less fees, like pennies on the dollar to most exchanges. So that's just something that I've used. So if I was you guys, I would take advantage of it as well. They have a promotion going on right now where you can get up to 800 XRP depending on your trading volume and so on and so forth. How do you go from Uphold to BITUNIX to bank account? I use crypto.com. If I wanted to go to a bank account, I don't use Uphold, but I don't even go to bank accounts. I have the crypto.com debit card it's the Visa card through crypto.com. So what I do is you can put up to $25,000 of your cash from selling or your cryptocurrency. You can just load onto there, up to $25,000, and then you can withdraw. You get a Visa debit card sent to your house. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. And I'm in the Ruby level, so you'd have to own a certain amount of crypto.com to get the higher benefits. But that's what it looks like. That's the Visa card. The early one where you didn't have to have anything to the near level, it's just a regular card. But I upgraded metal. And you can have up to 25 grand on there. And then in the app, or in the wallet on crypto.com, everything in there up to 250,000, as long as it's not in crypto and it's in USD, is backed by the FDIC insurance, Federal Deposit. So it's the banking insurance. So, and it's run through a bank with this card. So Just remember that. So if you're trying to at least have some kind of assurance, not that anything's really assured, you can go that route like I do. And they have, that's where I bought my DGB. And I've sent over so much stuff there. I have my ZIL there now, my VChain, XLM, not XRP, IOTX, VChain, HBAR, Algo. So they have a ton of different cryptos if you're trying to buy them somewhere. The buying, there's like basically zero fees on the buy. The fees that you're going to incur on this exchange would be more on the sell. So they weigh more on the selling for the fees. So if you can, that's why I say I shift it off for the sell, and then I send back the same funds, and I just keep it in the USD wallet. So there's ways to avoid the selling fees, but buying, you're going to incur basically zero fee. So the fees aren't, you're not going to have to worry about the buy. It's going to be when you sell it if you're going to incur the fee. So, and that's just information that I can send to you. So that's how you do it. So on and so forth. Blah, blah, blah. Have a blessed